Horror as teenager shot dead on a hunting trip after being mistaken for a squirrel. What a weird mistake to make. Like, I don't know nothing about hunting. Hunting isn't a thing over here in the UK. But what a weird, tragic mistake to make. Officials said Carson Ryan, 17, was killed on Saturday, the 27th of September, after being struck in the back of his head with a bullet in the US state of Iowa. The young lad was out squirrel hunting in a rural area in the city of Brighton when a fellow hunter unknowingly fired a shot towards him. Police said the person who pulled the trigger, who has not been identified, noticed Ryan making a movement but erroneously thought he was an animal. Surely you can tell the difference between human sounds and an animal sound, right? In terms of movements. Like, I don't know, I'm genuinely asking here. If you can tell, if you're a hunter, if you can tell the sort of different sounds between like human feet and an animal's feet. Maybe not, maybe I'm thinking too much into it. The hunter believed they were aiming at a squirrel, but in fact they had fired a fatal shot at a teenage boy. Ryan was rushed to hospital but unfortunately passed away from his injuries. A statement from Iowa Department of Natural Resources said, Captain Sean of the DNR's Law Enforcement Bureau described the incident as tragic and suggested that officials were currently treating it as a hunting accident. He then pointed out that a number of environmental factors may have also played a part in Ryan's death. You have the sunlight coming in, shadows will start to creep in. You have other types of movement, whether it be wind, animals moving in the area. And it is important that hunters take the time to look through the area and make sure what they are seeing is the target they are going to shoot at. Hunting accidents are tragic and you wish to bring them all back, he said. Our fatality numbers have dropped, and a part of that is the education. But it does happen, and sadly any incident is too many. Tributes have poured in for Ryan, who was reportedly a student at Washington High School. Since his death over the weekend, Powell described him as a promising football player and athlete, while a family friend said the 17-year-old was a bright light to everyone who had the privilege of knowing him. Washington boys track and field team released a statement paying homage to Ryan, urging people to keep Carson's mum, family, classmates and teammates in your hearts as they navigate the devastating loss. A GoFundMe has since been launched to help his mother Heidi fund her teenage son's funeral, which has so far raised $53,780 of its $70,000 target. No parent should ever have to experience such a heartbreaking loss, and our hearts are broken alongside hers. Carson's kindness, humour and genuine spirit touched countless lives, and his loss leaves an immeasurable void. During this difficult time, we are raising funds to support Carson's family as they navigate the unimaginable challenges of loss. These donations will go directly towards easing the financial burden of memorial expenses and helping his loved ones find peace and stability as they grieve. A probe into Ryan's death remains ongoing, the DNR said, while Washington County Sheriff's Office is also investigating the shooting. I don't think any more words needs to be said, in my opinion. Like, this article sums it up perfectly well. Like, such a tragic, horrible accident that should never have happened. Yes, things happen all the time, in terms of accidents, whether it be a car crash, hunting accident, whatever it may be, it happens, it's a part of life. By the sounds of things, through statements, through his friends, teammates and whatnot, he seemed like a good kid who had potential to go far in terms of sports if he wished to pursue sports later in life as he grew older and graduated high school and whatnot. One would think you would hear a noise and you would be obviously alerted. Then you would aim your gun in position to where you hear the noise. And before you definitely go and pull the trigger, you would make sure you have your target in sight before anything else happens. Tragic loss all around. My heart goes out to the friends, family, teammates, whoever it may be. Can't help but wonder what's going through the head of the individual who unfortunately was the one who pulled the trigger and shot the teenage boy, Carson Ryan. Like, that's something, no matter what happens in terms of this investigation, that is something that they got to live with for the rest of their lives. They're never going to be able to let that go, in a sense. They're never going to be able to forget about what happened. Like, somehow, some way, they're always going to be reminded of what happened on this tragic day and the unfortunate consequences of what's going to happen because of that tragic accident. But with that being said, please let me know your feelings down below on what you think of this topic and this whole situation in general. With that being said, thank you very much for tuning in. Until next time, take care, stay safe. I'll catch you guys next time. Bye bye for now.